Agalirala, agalirala munkolimbo. Agalirala, agalirala munkolimbo. Agalirala, agalirala munkolimbo.
I mean, education should start at a very tender age, and the Bushcamp company at large has been supporting such kids from such tender age all the way up to the university.
I think and I hope everybody believes in, if the community can benefit, conservation and wildlife will survive.
Everyone goes to school because of the Conservation Society. What you are getting at the end of the month is what we use to take them to school.
Without the community on our side, and bearing in mind all of the scouts we support are village scouts from the community, without the support of the community, we are probably going nowhere.
We as a company are educating, we're helping fund over 400 children. We feed 1,800 kids one meal a day. We're building classroom blocks, dormitories, all sorts of stuff, other things like that in the community, tree planting projects. We then also donate a couple of $100,000 a year to the conservation bodies that are active in the area, and one being SLCS and the other one being the Carnival Project.
Being a local person here, I've grown up here. Most of the people have seen me from childhood and seen me being involved in conservation. It's a great impact to them, and I think a lot of them are getting inspired. And some of the kids are even saying when we grow up, they want to be doing the kind of work I'm doing.
What people have seen as the benefit of tourism in this area, taking into account that the only industry we've got in this area is tourism. So we don't have mining, we don't have agriculture, it's just tourism. And seeing many children being taken to school by the lodges and camps in the peripheries of the park, or inside in the camp, from the companies, by the companies that reside inside the park. And not only that, but there has been a few more other projects that have been taking place, like digging the wells. The Bushcamp company has actually engaged itself in the digging of the wells in different villages, to improve the sanitation, because this has been the biggest problem in our villages for such a long time. And now everybody can see the benefit, everybody is happy. He's drawing nice and clean water. He's actually drinking nice and clean water now.
This is what it's like trying to film around the village. I've got a permanent cast of about 40, which is growing by the second. Look at these faces.
If in 10 years' time 200 of those kids are properly educated and feeding families and feel the same about the area as we do, it's going to make a difference.
When you look at the difference one person can make, and we have quite a few people, all of whom are really dedicated and talented and motivated, and I think for that the future is really bright.
At the end of the day, all of these projects rely on people coming to Zambia, and maybe not 100% relying on it, but a large part of it relies on people coming here and experiencing and seeing and getting involved, and I think in the next 10 or 15 or 20 years, the amount of money would go well into the millions of US dollars. We have a wonderful picture, and it's basically 4 or 5 kids that were sitting in front of a mud hut, and on the wall of the mud hut was a drawing of a leopard. And it was basically, and the kids had no idea, they just happened to be sitting there, and I describe it as if we can look after those 3 or 4 kids, teach them, educate them, give them jobs, they will then look after the animal, and it's all in one picture.